Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished audience, I would like to thank you for giving us this opportunity. We are extremely grateful to Munich Security Conference, and thank you, Benedict, for introducing me, for your opening remarks. I would like to also thank Vice President of the Frankfurt Book Fair, Mr. Tobias Voss, in this audience. And I would like to thank him for his help in promoting Georgia as a guest of honor. Today's gathering features not only Georgia's achievements on European and Euro-Atlantic path, but also its innate European spirit in areas as diverse as politics and literature. The 54th Munich Security Conference provides an excellent opportunity to discuss security challenges posed by growing tensions in many parts of the world, which heavily endanger the biggest achievements of the mankind, peace and freedom. In Georgia, we believe that these major achievements can be maintained only by respecting the values and principles of democracy and peaceful coexistence of nations. We know that our strong commitment to the values of peace and freedom are fundamental to our progress as a nation. Our commitment to these values enables us to be more successful in implementing effective reforms, strengthening defense capabilities, pursuing an independent foreign policy, integrating into the free world, and ultimately building a genuine democratic state. Georgia's success story clearly demonstrates that institutional reforms, democratic consolidation, openness in trade and economic relations, close partnership with the West, and stable progress towards European and Euro-Atlantic integration is the path for transforming a country into a stable European democracy. Georgia now boasts efficient democratic governance, ever-improving rule of law, vibrant political life, media freedom, economic dynamism, investment-friendly environment, and low level of corruption. When it comes to corruption, Georgia is even ahead of some EU member states. Since September 2017, Georgia assumed the chairmanship of the Open Government Partnership. This is a global, multilateral initiative and promotes transparency and empowers citizens worldwide. We are understandably proud of this recognition. Since we regained independence about 26 years ago, Georgia has been aspiring to join, or rather rejoin, the European and Euro-Atlantic community, with whom we share common history, culture, and values. This is the choice of the overwhelming majority of our people, which manifested in Georgia's foreign policy goal to become a fully fledged member of NATO and the EU. Our aspirations to return to the political and cultural space from which we were forcibly pulled out have been reciprocated. Both NATO and the EU, along with member states, have extended the hand of support to our nearly striving and fragile democracy, and this is something Georgian people appreciate very much. Germany has always been among Georgia's staunchest allies and most valuable and trusted friends. German economic assistance in early 90s helped Georgia to survive the dire conditions of Soviet collapse. With the years, cooperation between our countries became genuinely multidimensional. It encompassed politics, economy, defense, security, education, science, culture, and many other fields. Germany has played a critical role in Georgia's journey to the West. Germany's substantial contribution and EU's institutional support helped Georgia become a sustainable democracy. Efficient implementation of the ambitious association agreement with the EU, together with deep and comprehensive free trade area agreement, remains a top priority of the Georgian government. The benefits of Georgia's close cooperation with the EU are obvious. Last March, Georgian citizens were granted visa-free travel to the Schengen countries. This historic momentum brought Georgia significantly closer to Europe. The visa-free regime facilitates professional exchanges between business people, scholars, students, and people including artists. It means the possibility for Georgians to come to Europe and see Europe's achievements firsthand. Prosperity, respect for the rule of law, and a people-friendly environment, the world that Georgia strives to join. Georgia's recent transformation figures are indeed remarkable. I will limit myself to mentioning that Georgia moved from 104th place to 64th in the Freedom of Press Index since 2012, from 137th place to 48th position in Global Competitiveness Index, and advanced 74 positions from 120th to 46th in property rights category. Georgia is a natural hub connecting East and West. We are actively promoting strategic East-West initiatives, including the Southern Corridor and the New Silk Road. Our government launched ambitious infrastructure projects to facilitate East-West trade through road, waterways, and rail. Baku-Tbilisi-Kars Railway, connecting Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Turkey, brought new dynamism in the region. Construction of the Anaklia deep-sea port is underway, paving the way for future investments and prosperity in the region. The European Union's transformative power and the European choice and determination of our people has made Georgia a regional leader in building a stable European democracy. Georgia's recent experience is a powerful example that democratic transformation and strengthening security and stability is still possible in the region with unresolved conflicts. Today, Georgia still faces serious security challenges, occupation and ongoing militarization of 20% of our internationally recognized territory. Hundreds of thousands of internally displaced people remains a major problem. We live in a time when no one is immune to security threats. For this reason, we particularly cherish our relations with Western partners and especially our bilateral ties with Germany. These ties are tried and tested and go back to the first German settlements in Georgia exactly 2 centuries ago. Germany played a major role in the establishment of the first Democratic Republic of Georgia 100 years ago and continues to be an instrumental guarantor of Georgia's sovereignty and development. In closing, I would like to let you know how much we appreciate being the guest of honor at the Frankfurt Book Fair. This represents a unique opportunity to make Germans and the wider international community familiar with contemporary Georgia and its rich literary heritage, history, traditions, and culture. The Georgian-German rapprochement has been so intense that there are a couple of Georgian writers who write books in German and have already established themselves as renowned German authors. Many of you may be familiar with the works of these authors, Nino Haratischvili and Givi Margvelashvili. Around 200 books by various Georgian authors, modern and classic, will be presented at the Frankfurt Book Fair later this year. I believe this is not only a recognition of literary talent of Georgian writers, but also a symbol of affinity between our two nations, between Georgia with its European aspirations and Germany, an established European democracy with its celebration of individual freedoms. This again proves that EU-Georgian relations are not only about the technicalities of Georgia's European agenda. This is also about the power of creative imagination of writers, poets, and artists which brings different cultures together and celebrates the diversity and richness of the world we share. Thank you.